Hello and welcome to another video about the IDT Labs SaaS Cloud brought to you by IDT Labs. And in this video I'll be talking about creating product using the Sales Cloud. So to create a product, you first go to the Sales Cloud, and from the Sales Cloud you head over to the product tab and then select product. As you can see, these are the current products that are in this particular cloud that I'm using, and this is the Kanban view where you can see the images, the price, the quantity on hand, and the forecast quantity. And as you can see, this is a filtering for only product that can be sold. Okay, so if you remove the filtering, you might see more product, okay, that can't be sold. So you can change to list view to view more details like the status or the product type and the internal type of the product and the quantity available, and so on and so forth. As you can see, currently there are 200 products within this particular instance, and you can change again to form view to actually view the product individually. Okay, so we come over again to product, and to create a product you click the create button, and then from this wizard you can enter the product information, like the type of product you want to create. You can specify an image for the product and do a lot of other things. So we'll start by creating a product. In this video we are going to create a product called Dell laptop or HP laptop. So HP NV, or let's just say Pavilion, VILLION, HP NV is the product we're going to create. Okay, so we now want to specify an image for this particular picture. So we click the edit button and select the image of the picture of the product, and again we can specify whether the product can be added to the sales order line. That means whether the product can be sold or the product can't be sold. And then another thing we can do again is we can also specify whether we want to add the product to the purchase order line. That means whether it can be purchased or not. Okay, so in this case the product can be sold and it can be purchased. So again we come to the product type, and then here you have to specify the product type and the type of product you're actually creating. So now for services, for service type, as we all know, take for example, if you are a company that renders web design service. Okay, so let's say if I was creating a product called web design, I'll first change the name to web design, and then the type I'll change to service, because it's not actually a physical product, it is a service you are actually offering the people. Okay, and then stockable and consumable are actually physical type of product, but there's a slight difference. So for stockable products, so you choose stockable when you want to, or when you care about stock management of this particular product. Okay, now for example, if you run a pharmacy where you sell box of a particular medicine, and then at the end of the day you want to know how much box you sold and how much box are still remaining. Okay, you select the stockable product. And then again for consumable, say if you run a restaurant and you provide food for, or you sell food to people, you will select consumable, because you won't actually mind, you won't care about the stock management of the food you're selling in the restaurant. Okay, so in this case we select stockable product, and then also we have to specify the unit of measure of this particular product. Okay, so because it is a laptop, we'll specify the unit of measure in unit. Okay, so if it is say for example the service type we were talking about just now, the say web design, we might say okay, the unit of measure in days. Okay, so and then again specify the sale price for this particular product. So in this case the sale price is 4 million. and then we can make an internal description of this particular product. We can make an internal reference again. So in this case we'll say L for laptop, P for pavilion, and then E for NV. You can do it the way you want, okay? And then you can specify a barcode if there is any available barcode for this particular product. And then come over to procurement. As you can see, from the procurement you can actually enter the sale price and so on and so forth. And then in this case you can only see procurement tab, this procurement tab, if you have the purchases cloud installed, okay? So if you don't see the procurement tab, there's no need to worry, it's because you don't have the purchases cloud installed, okay? So from the procurement you can specify the cost of the cost price of this particular product. They will say the cost was 3,500,000, okay? And then the supply chain information, again this is related to warehouse, but if you install the purchases, and automatically you will have the warehouse. So, and then you can only see this procurement and all the other details if you have this purchase cloud installed, but if you don't see it, it's not a problem, you can still continue creating your product, okay? And then you can specify the supply chain information, whether you're buying this product or you're making you want to make to order, okay? So if you're buying the product, means you're buying, come keep it to your store, and then if you're making an order, you make an order whenever you receive a request from somebody who needs that product, okay? And then you can add a supplier for this particular product. So in this case we're going to specify a supplier, say ICSS Tech, and then we can specify the supplier product name. So the supplier product name might be different from your own product name. So in this case maybe the supplier call the product HP laptop, okay, HP laptop, and then the minimal quantity, okay, if you actually specify that, and then the delivery lead time, the time it takes for the supplier to deliver this particular product. We might say 3 days, okay? And then again we'll have to specify the company, and we can specify again the supplier product code. Maybe for the suppliers they just said HP-01, something like this, okay? So yeah, then you click save, and then mind you can add as much suppliers you want. Maybe you have different suppliers who supply you this product, you can add again another supplier, okay? So we can say not only is a stock provider supply for this particular product, the Deep Trading also did do something like that, okay? And they call it laptop, okay? Yeah, laptop. And then the delivery time for this, maybe they say 2 days, and yep, and then you click save and close, okay? So again you come over to the inventory, okay? So as you can see, again this inventory tab is only available if you have the warehouse management system installed, okay? So if you don't see the inventory, it's not a problem, okay? You can always continue creating the product. So here you can actually manage the stock expected variation, that is the stock on hand, okay? You can specify the status of this particular product, whether it is in development or normal, end of life cycle, etc., and then also the product manager, the person who's responsible for this particular product, and you can specify the information like the storage information, the weight, and then the counterpart, location, properties, okay? So we head over to sale. We can specify the warranty in month. Say this product we give okay, 3 months warranty, and then this is the customer lead time, the time it takes for you to provide the particular product to the customer. We can say 5 days in this case. And then for this point of sale, you can only see this point of sale tab here if you have the point of sale cloud installed. So if you don't see this point of sale, it's not a problem again, okay? And then you can also do other stuff like to weight, cash scale, and so on and so forth. So we come over to product variant. So product variant, I'm gonna make another video which talk in detail about product variant, but I'll just demonstrate a brief what the product variant is. So for this particular laptop, you can add an attribute like say color. So you have different colors for this particular product. You have black, you have green, okay, something like this. So for this particular product, you have a black version of it, a green color of a green version of it. You can also add another attribute like the memory, okay, or let's say the design, okay, or we say the size. So you have 17-inch version of it, or 17.3-inch version, and then we have 15.6-inch versions, something like this, okay. So but anyway, I'm gonna make another video which talks a lot about product variants. So in this case, we're just gonna remove this and leave them as it is, okay. And then you head over to the account and you specify the internal category of this particular product. So we can always search more and say sellable computers, okay, and then you can specify the income account, the expense account, and so on and so forth, okay. So again, we go over, this is the description internally for this particular product, and for the procurement you can also add a description for the supplier, okay. So we can say I want the product to come with a spare charger, something like this, okay. And then again, you can add a description. The description should be displayed to the customers for this particular product, okay. You can say how high and laptop with 2 terabyte hard disk space, okay, hard disk drive, okay, space, something like this, okay. Alright, so after doing all of this, you can click the save button, click save, and automatically the product has been created. So you can see again the information about this particular creation of the product, that the person who created it, and then again you can add followers to this particular product, okay. So using this action button, you can delete if you want to, you can make a duplicate if you're creating a similar product to this, okay. You can edit again and do whatever change you want to do to the product, and so on and so forth. So we have created a product, and say if we come to sales order and we actually want to create a sale order for and add that particular product, click the create button, select the customer, okay. So we click add an item, we search for pavilion, we select the pavilion, and then automatically it will be added. And but there is no how do you call it, there is no quantity, there is no quantity in hand for that particular product because we just created it. But we can always add a quantity for that product. I'll make another video where we'll talk about that. And as you can see, this is the description, a high-end laptop, and this is the price, and as you can see, the product has been added. So if we head over again to product and search for PAVILLI and search, you'll see pavilion HPNV, see the quantity on hand, and then the forecasted quantity, and so on and so forth, okay. So we can request for procurement for this particular product, okay. So we can actually bring in an X or Y amount of quantity. So we can request for 10, and yeah, click ask for new product, and but this I'll discuss in another video, okay. So again, thanks for watching, and hope to see you some other time. Bye.